YouTube knife community, what's going on, guys? It's been a little while since I've done a video, and it's due. It's definitely due. Been busy, no excuses, but I got a good one for you today. Something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I've thought about this over time as well, and I'm sure a lot of you have as well. Um, but today's video is going to be old school versus new school. All right, and there's going to be a reason that I say that. But basically, old school knives versus new school knives. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something funny, and I think this is just funny. It didn't bother me in the least, believe me. I got a comment on one of my videos. I believe I was showing off. It was a Buck 110, right? But it wasn't this one. This is a 1987 finger groove Buck 110. The knife I was showing off was a old, it was a 440C steel with the bigger 110 handle. All right, and it was actually made as a remembrance knife of the old 110s. All right, so it was made probably a few years ago, but it was made of a kind of like a replica of the way they used to make them. And it was a 440C 110 with the big, because if you guys know, back in the day they used to make them with the big bolsters, the bigger handle. And I have knives, buck knives from the 60s and 70s. But I was just showing this knife, and someone said in the comment, they said, have fun with that old school technology. Meaning, that's they said, have fun with that 70s technology. Get something newer. Now, I laughed at this because I have so many new knives. You guys see my buck collection. You've also seen my other. I have Spydercos. I have Benchmades. I have, the list goes on and on, guys. SC knives. And that's not even what this is about. But I thought that was funny, the comment that this person made, and all I could think was probably a young kid, and who cares, right? It didn't, like I said, didn't bother me in the least. But that kind of brings me to why I use old school versus new school knives, all right? And there's just a feeling you get when you carry an old school knife. Now, we all know new school knives are great. This is the bug out. This is rocking, this is 90, was it S90V? So you got S90V, great steel on this. This is carbon fiber, great knife, guys, has that axis lock. Just a fantastic knife. I love the blue accents on it, the blue thumb studs, the action on it. Even though I'm kind of messing up right now, the action on it is great. Love it. It's great for, if you have a job like mine where you have to get that knife out and get it out quick, do the cut, and get it right back into your pocket. It's a great knife for that. Done lightweight. We all know about it, right? It's the modern day knives, and they work great. I love them. Another one right here, this Kaiser Hiccup. I love this button lock. Great action on this one. Fantastic action. Many different ways to deploy it. You can use the thumb stud. You can actually take this thumb stud off and just use the hole. You can hold down the button lock, deploy it that way. There's just so many. You could even spider flick this knife. So many ways to use this knife. You also have the I'm not good at it, but the way that you come over here like this and flick it out, that's another way. I love this blade on it. By the way, this Kaiser Hiccup, guys, is a fantastic knife. If you guys are looking for a fun, fidgety knife, go with the Kaiser Hiccup. It's just a great knife all around. It kind of reminds me of a military knife a little bit, the handle, but you get a great purchase on this. Great blade shape on this. This is rocking, let's see, what is this rocking? Should say somewhere on here, right there. 154 CM, right there, which is fairly decent blade steel. I don't have a problem with 154 CM, but let's get back to the video at hand here. Old school versus new school, right? These knives are great. Absolutely nothing wrong with these knives. I know that Georgia Adventurer, he carries a bug out. I'm not sure if it's a bug out, a mini bug out, or a regular bug out. Either way, he carries a bug out, and he loves it. But he also loves his old school knives as well. My buddy Big J Knives, same with him. He carries a Spyderco. Me and him were carrying a Spyderco for a while, actually. The Para 3. The Para 3 is a great knife. I have it over there. I just didn't bring it on the table right now, but the Para 3 is a fantastic knife. But he also loves his old case, his case knives, his old buck knives. He has some collections of buck now. Now, my point at hand, guys, is isn't there something about carrying an old school knife? There's just something about carrying an old school knife. For example, J.O. Ventures, he made me this beautiful, beautiful slip. This is made out of real leather. This is not your fake leather that you buy in stores. This is some Super Duty, leather right here. Great stitching on this. He put a buck on there because he knows I love buck knives. And I carry my, my buck 301. That's what I carry. So this is the 301. USA knife, the Buck 301, and he made it to fit this absolutely perfect. Now, there's just something, guys, about carrying an old school knife. Our grandfathers carried them, our fathers carried them, and they worked. They worked, and they worked well. I'm going to try to make this video quick. I don't want to draw this out. Here's a Buck 301, guys, right? You have your main clip point blade right there. You can get so much work done with that. You have your sheep's foot and you have your spade blade, right? Great, great knife. This is a workhorse of a knife. Real quick, because I don't want to make this video long. You have your case right here. This was gifted to me from Big J. What a great knife this is. It's just a fantastic, fantastic knife. Same idea, same style. Works great. Old school case, made in the USA. Great snap. How can you go wrong? You can't. My point is, guys, is there's just something. Do you agree with me? There's something about carrying an old school knife. Now, I just got this knife, and Big J did as well. Here's a Buck 112, beautiful Buck 112, okay? And great snap on it. The difference with this 112 is, and I'm going to compare it to a 110, is what? The bolsters, right? The bolsters and what else, guys? It's the drop point blade. We got a drop point blade there compared to the old style clip point. I love that drop point. This to me is still a traditional knife, just with updated, an updated blade, and they use nickel silver bolsters, but it's still a traditional knife. It's the traditional Buck 112 that we all know, just with a drop point blade. Guys, it's funny to me because not everybody, I'm sorry. Some people, they'll dog you for carrying old school knives. Not in this community. There's not many people like that at all. But some people will say, that's old, old technology, this and that. There's just something about it. I mean, look at this beautiful case knife. You have this beautiful amber bone. It's gorgeous. It really is. The springs in the back, those bolsters on it. It's just traditional. It's traditional. I know that, like I said, Georgia Adventurer loves his old school knives like this. He grew up with them. And he, if you actually go check out Georgia Adventurer. He has some great videos on older case knives and things like that. But guys, look at that bone. Look how beautiful that bone is, on both sides. Just beautiful, beautiful bone. Absolutely love it. But yeah, guys, it's just something, like I said, about carrying a traditional knife. Look at this one here from 1987. This is a Buck, what is this? 309. That symbol represents 1987. Like I said, guys, there's just something. I mean, look at the snap on this. This is almost 40 years old, right? Look at that snap. The snap, that spring is held up for almost 40 years. And this knife was used, guys. You can tell it's been sharpened. It's got scratches all over it. Look at the snap. It's amazing to me that they made knives. They built knives to last. Things back in the day, snap on that, they were built to last. They were engineered to last. Both ways, you see the snap coming back down. For example, this knife here, right? New school bug out. Great knife. Love it. Nothing bad to say about it. But to me, personally, do I think that this knife is going to last, okay, as long as a knife like this is? This is a 1987, guys. Again, you can see that sideways arrow there that represents 1987. You can look that up on Buck's, you know, the chart that they have. Finger groove, you know, this thing is still going strong from 87, you know, almost 40 years ago. And then you have a knife like this, nothing wrong with it. This is not knocking this knife at all. But to me, this knife, I don't feel would stand the abuse that this knife could. Now, that's personal opinion. You may have yours and say, you know what, that carbon fiber will definitely last as long as, and that's okay too. Maybe it will. But these knives stand the test of time. And the whole point of this is not to compare these knives and how long they'll last, but just basically, there's something special about carrying an old knife like this. Almost 40-year-old knife, you know, and here's the sheath. This isn't the sheath for this, obviously. I do have the sheath for this. It's over there. I'm not digging it out. But there's just something about putting an old knife into a sheath, you know, throwing it on your hip for a day. There's just something about it, guys. And that's, you know, for me. I love my new school knives. I love my old school knives. But, you know, my grandfather, you know, and actually my father carried one of these as well. And it's just, for me, it's just so nice to dig into the sheet, you know, not dig into, but grab it out of the sheath and get a nice knife like this. And you're talking an almost 40-year-old knife and use it, and it keeps cutting and cutting and cutting. You just got to take care of it. That's it. But, you know, there's so many, and now what they're doing with the traditionals, this was gifted to me from Doom Crew. This is an Imperial, beautiful, beautiful Imperial. But what they're doing is they're taking traditional knives and they're still making them today. So like this knife, you know, this knife isn't 30 or 40 years old or anything like that. But this is a new, but in a traditional pattern. The Stockman. You can see there, limited edition 2017. So I'm sure that's probably right around when this knife was made. I don't know. But beautiful knife, Stockman. You know, you can go out today and you can get these traditional patterns that are new, but they're old patterns. And it's just so nice, you know what I mean, to have a knife like that. Again, guys, I don't want to draw out this video. My whole point is, you know, for me, there's just a certain feeling you get when you pull a knife, say like this 301 Stockman, out of your pocket and you use this knife. You know what I mean? Say you're at work and you pull this out and you're cutting with it, you know, and then you put it back. There's just for me, a feeling you get when you use traditional knives like that. Rather than if I was to pull this out every day, yes, great knife, but I just don't get that feeling as if I was pulling out a 1987 Buck 110. Or, you know, 1987, or 1980 what, 1970 what, doesn't matter, but an older knife, you know, the 309. This thing, like I said, almost 40 years old, still cutting, still great snap on it. You know, it's just something that's cool to me. Again, guys, not going to make this a long video. Just wanted to throw that out there. Kind of new school versus old school. There's no right or wrong answer. You know, do you guys still like carrying your old school knives? Do you just like to carry your modern knives? Leave it in the comments. Love to hear back from you guys. Do you guys have that feeling that I get when you carry an old school knife? You know, just that traditional knife. Do you guys still get, like, you know, that feeling where it's nice to reach in your pocket and get that old school vibe? Again, guys, not a long video. Kind of just, you know, just chatting here, talking it up. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think about this. I appreciate all you guys. Again, the live between myself and Big J's Knives is going to be this Sunday, not Saturday. We're moving it to Sunday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 5 o'clock p.m. Central. Love you guys. Catch you on the next one. If you're new, please like, comment. Hey, if you've been here, please like. That helps all the time. It helps with the algorithm of YouTube. But please do like, comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Be good, guys.